What is going on, guys? So, the F-104S TAF is a removed Turkish premium aircraft, and it's actually pretty fun to play. I do know Gaijin will bring it back the year that if it's made in flight. So, if you guys look to buy this aircraft, just figure out when its made in flight is, and it should be around, or come back for sales. So, the F-104S TAF is a fairly interesting premium aircraft. It has a lot of capabilities that no one really gives it credit for. It is pretty interesting for its BR because a lot of the aircraft you go up against have radar missiles or better radar missiles, and you technically can carry radar missiles. You bring the AIM-7E. The issue with this is you lose your Vulcan, and it's just overall just not worth it. So your air-to-air capability is going to be 6 of the AIM-9Ps. These are some of the best rear aspect IR missiles in the game, so you will be able to hold your own with that pretty well. You also get access to the M61 Vulcan, which is a phenomenal air-to-air cannon and air-to-ground if you want to strafe targets with. You do get a CCRP and CCIP for your rockets, or for your guns and bombs. Other than that, I mean, it plays a lot like the F-104s in the American tech tree, except you get access to better air-to-air missiles and more of them. Whereas in things like the F-104C for the United States only carried 4 of the AIM-9Bs, you are obviously at a much higher BR, but carry 6 of the AIM-9Ps. Now, I will say these missiles sometimes like to track other targets after launching, so just making sure that when you're rear-on with someone, you obviously go for... you make sure you have a majority or a main target in sight, and that the missile, like all rear aspect missiles, will switch targets if they traverse in front of that, as you obviously seen in that clip there. The nice thing about the F-104S is you are in a BR where you can still boom and zoom. You're not necessarily going up against Fox 3s, so you are able to get up and over the nose of some of these aircraft that are... when you're getting dogfights or get into close quarter combat that you don't necessarily like, you just plug the burner and go up. And another interesting thing about this vehicle that I really like is the ability to carry the napalm, and if you're looking to SL grind, it doesn't really hurt your top speed. It doesn't really hurt your missile count. You can still carry 6 of the AIM-9Ps and then carry 2 napalm. You can carry 5 of the AIM-9Ps and carry 4 napalm and get 2 bases. I'm not necessarily going to ever suggest players base bomb with fighters, but it is an option if you're looking to grind SL. It makes you, it's an extra bank. It doesn't really hurt your dogfighting capability or air-to-air capability. You're already a brick. You may as well just maintain brick status and actually be a capable, fighter in the end. In the worst case, you always just jettison your bombs if you have to. Now, the F-104S TAF, if you guys ever look to buy it when it's on sale, I personally would say it is worth it. I've had a lot of fun in this aircraft. I've made actually a lot of videos with it because it's just an enjoyable platform. To be able to carry AIM-9Ps and be as fast as you are and basically pick what targets you want to isolate and go after, or just get behind everyone with your top speed, I mean, it is a very fun aircraft. Now, however, I am playing it pretty incorrect right now. I've gotten myself pretty slow. I haven't actually done really good in this game at all. I'm kind of just trying to find targets today with my AIM-9Ps. What I should have done in this case, and when you guys get the aircraft, if you have the aircraft or with any F-104s, is just stay really fast and pick your targets wisely. There's no reason to bleed off all your speed in the middle of the map. That's how you die. Just making sure you maintain your top speed and making sure that you don't get yourself in a spot where you are going to get slow with multiple aircraft around. Another thing that another thing that I really like about the F-104 is the ability to catch other aircraft. I mean, this is such a thing that no one really thinks about much anymore, especially when you get to the higher BRs, and the F-104 is fairly high in BR. You are able to actually hunt down enemy aircraft. A lot of things at top tier, it's just missiles get so advanced that you don't necessarily need to have the greatest top speed. Yet, here we are, using our top speed to our advantage to hunt down this tornado. Another thing with the F-104S is you can get away with carrying much less fuel than you can in other aircraft, especially with one as much power. You can get away with carrying 20-23 minutes of fuel and fly the majority, if not the entirety of the match. Now you can also just carry 25 and call it safe, or even carry 30 and that's just a little bit overkill. Really, you can get away with carrying, lower amounts of fuel. Again, like I said earlier with this aircraft, is it does get the AIM-7E, E2 I believe, the dogfight version. And that's an okay Sparrow, but it just is not worth bringing. Your radar is alright, but you only get a 2-mile acquirement mode, meaning your ACM box that you have in front of your aircraft, that only goes to 2 miles. And you can track farther out if you actually just acquire the targets and you don't have any ACM. But other than that, I mean, it's really going to be one of those more of the point blank range. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on the F-104S. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a later video.